Corey.
Hey, friend. Hey.
Corey, is that your
It
husband?
is. Come over here. Here. Listen, Kendra, we got a lot going on. You know how it is when we got all these babies in the house. We got grandbabies. It's a lot going on. But
It's
hey,
a
girl,
lot
hey,
going
you
on.
look pretty.
You look pretty too. So listen, you guys know that I'm showcasing married couples on my show at times because I really want my audience to hear from married people and about their journey because what I'm learning is I feel like a lot of single people don't really know the essence of marriage. And when I was a single girl, Corey was one of the people that was giving me a lot of advice. And one thing I remember, I want you to get all into it, but I do want to start with this. Corey told me when I was single, it was mandatory that I learn how to cook. She said, you have to cook. It is non-negotiable. You have to cook. That is the requirement as a wife. There's a lot of things I want you to speak on in this moment. But why is this so important if you want to be a wife that you got to know how to cook, Corey?
I was about to say, who you want to answer that? Me or him? Let me start. First of all, you don't have to be Chef Boyardee. But Kendra, what you were saying was, we'll have a chef and they'll cook for us every night. A man want to know that you at least got some kind of skill. Can you boil water? Are you going to mess up cereal? Do you know how to fry a good egg? You got to be able to know how to fry an egg, Kendra. He's not going to want filet mignon every night. Some night he might just want chili. He might just want spaghetti. So you're going to need to be able to do. You ain't got to be the best, but you got to at least be able to show that you can possess that skill, or that you trying, child, at least.
Okay. Trying child at least. Fair enough. All right. What's going on? Listen, I know your husband's name. Why am I having a brain fart at this moment?
Willie,
Willie. That's right, Willie. So Corey and Willie, how many years have you guys been married for?
go ahead, tell Kendrick. Tell Kendrick.
16.
We've been married 17
Ah,
years. I don't know what he was doing one of them years. One of them years he must have been doing something else, babe, but it's been 17.
17
Married
years.
17, together 26.
And how many kids do you guys have together?
Five,
5
child.
kids. But Corey, you had children before you got married, correct?
Right. We have a total of five together.
How many
We have a
kids did you have before you got married?
two.
Two.
Yes.
So, I'm happy we can talk from this perspective because I do have single moms on my show at times, and there is a narrative. They say I perpetuate this narrative too, that it will be harder for them to find a man to marry them with children. Willie, I'm gonna throw this to you. Tell me, is that true narrative? Why it didn't bother you when you met Corey? She had 2 children, and you knew she was your wife.
I don't think it's a true narrative. I think it's more so of a personal thing that some people feel like because they have kids that they're not marriage material or they're damaged goods, and all of that is false. It's all about how you carry yourself and what you do with your kids. Now, if you don't ever have your kids and you got two different baby daddies, which that really don't matter, but it's a toxic situation, then yeah, it can be challenging. But if if you're running and you're doing things and you're supposed to do as a woman and as a mother, that don't bother nobody.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Corey, I want y'all both to take the floor. I want to listen. So you're familiar with my show. What advice do you want to give to the single women who desire to be married, such as yourself, at 17 years one day, and just have a partner? What are the things you think are important to look for in a husband? And what do you watch in my show that you feel are ludicrous, that they shouldn't care about? What do you want to share with us?
Um, Here's the thing. There's no such thing as a cookie cutter marriage or relationship. You gotta like who like you. Okay. A lot of times, like you said, a lot of the stuff that's on our list, I'm married and we still have lists, but we use them to make each other better. But a lot of times some of the stuff that be on the list be it be ridiculous. It's like sometimes you gotta ask yourself, would you marry you? Like, and what is it about you that make you want to marry you? I can tell you one of the things when I first met my husband, I come from a long line of strong women. So I was one of them women that was like, first of all, ain't nobody telling me what to do. I'm a woman, I'm grown, I got kids. He can't come in my life and tell me what to do. This is what I do. Even when we got to the altar and was like, submit and obey, I was like, submit. Obey. I sound like Soldier Boy. Obey. Obey. But when you find a man that shows you that you can trust him to lead you because he's showing you every day by leading, and you the submission is easy when you find a man that you could trust to lead. Really, honestly.
Okay. Willie, what you want to say about marriage and what are some of the things you might I want you to give men advice because I feel like we spend so much attention on women becoming wives. What about men becoming husbands?
Um, it's a lot to that. Men becoming husband. First, you got to be a man yourself. You have to grow to want to be a husband. It's not easy, and there's a difference in dating and being a husband material. You can date for the rest of your life, but to be a husband, you have to be able to deal with the downfalls of you and that person. You have to be able to deal with being a caretaker. You have to deal with being able to be the head of the household, and being the head of the household doesn't mean you have to be financially the financial boss, but you have to be the boss to be able to make those decisions and carry on the weight of a man. You know, if you know, a lot of people be like, well, I can't marry a man that don't make this amount of money. But if he's fighting to make that amount of money and you making that amount of money and you can put him in a position and he's willing to do it, then those are situations that you have to be in. Um,
I put it to you this way: we've been romantic on the bus before
yeah.
before the TV and the HBO and him being the engineer and all of that stuff. We were romantic on the bus. We knew how to light candles when the lights went out. He's always been the head of our household. He's the head, but I'm the neck. So I support him. And he can't do nothing without me, and I can't do nothing without him. It just is what it
I
is.
mean, it works together, and you have some people that will take marriage and they just do it to say I'm married, I got a husband, I got a wife, and it's not about that. You have to like the person that you really want to be with,
Baby,
and it takes time. No marriage is perfect. If anybody ever tell you they had a perfect marriage, it's a lie.
they a lie. And I challenge them. I would love to sit at a debate table because it's not easy, man.
Are you
Through the fire.
wait, your phone went out. I think somebody called you.
Nope, I
Say the part where you said
it,
it's
my,
not
it's
easy.
not easy, but it's worth it. Like we have been through the fire. If you name it, we done been through it. But it's like there I have to remember that there were times that he was better to me than I had been to myself. When I got ready to start my comedy career, it was him that said, well, quit your job and take 6 months. You know, when his job laid off and shit wasn't going right, it was me that said, baby, don't worry about it. I got you. We're either going to be a team or we're going to be nothing. He's still, now don't get me wrong, he's still the head. And he ain't perfect, and neither am I, baby. It be some days where I want to set this Negro on fire. And it be some days when he want to go ahead and push me right in front of that bus. For real. It ain't easy.
It ain't easy. I mean, and one thing that I learned being married and going into a relationship with me not having kids and taking on that role, if you love a person, you got to fight for everything.
Mm.
If it's worth the fight, you got to fight for it. And like the women say, the dating pool has
It
pissing
definitely got pissed in it, my friends told me.
on both sides. You got women in their late 40s who want to be city girls, and that's not attractive. And you got men in their 40s who want to be rappers. That's not possible. So you gotta become to a point where you have to grow up, step
Mm.
up, and be a man. No, you're not gonna be a rapper at 40. You're not. It's not gonna happen.
Leave the rappers alone,
I mean,
baby.
not even just that, but
Dang.
you. They say fake it till you make it,
Mm.
but faking it to that point, you're never gonna make it because you're gonna think you're gonna always be fake.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Now, I didn't get. I think some people know Corey. Corey is a famous comedian. She's been on tour with Monique. She's been on HBO. You know, Corey gonna drop her resume, child. She gonna drop her resume. But
Yeah.
before you went to comedian full time, and I don't even think I knew this. What was you doing, and how did your husband encourage you to pursue your dream?
We gonna talk about your little resume. Look, we'll go to his resume too because it's extensive. And that's I think that's one of the crazy things about it. It came full circle with our jobs. When I met him, he was out on tour as a musician, nationally touring with big artists, and then I went out. You know, like years later, I became the comedian, like 10, 15 years later. But before that, I was working for Groupon. I worked for Groupon. I was working for Groupon and I was doing HR work. but I found comedy, and it was a second love for me. And I know one thing with a lot of entertainers is they tend to they struggle with their partner. A lot of entertainers are single because sometimes as a wife or as a husband, we don't know that we have to come second fiddle to to your person's first love. Like, he is the love of my life, but I eat, sleep, and breathe comedy. And instead of him trying to compete with me on it or challenge me about why I'm out late, or got to get on the plane and who I'm taking pictures with and all of that, he's more of a cheerleader, and I kind of won because he did it first. So he understood. Don't mean that he don't get jealous, because sometimes they be on me, baby. Okay, they don't, not like that. But I mean, it just, I was working a regular job. He was working a regular job. We had all of these kids, but it was like he helped me chase my dreams. And as I tell people all the time, within the next 3 to 5 years, I plan to retire him from his job, and I want him to be able to do whatever he wants to do. That's
I
my
love it.
gift.
Now, Willie, tell us what you do, because she is right. We got to talk about your resume too.
Um, I used to play drums for a lot of artists, dating back from Destiny Child to Shaka Khan,
Macy Gray,
Macy Gray,
Blackstreet.
Blackstreet. It's pretty deep. Now I'm a bridge inspector for the railroad,
Okay.
and build homes.
I love it. So before y'all go, I do want y'all to say whatever you want to say, but Corey, are there any characteristics you think women should look for that are important when they're trying to seek a husband, and things that they need to do within themselves if they want to be a wife?
First of all, get rid of your list and follow your heart, because the person that you see aesthetically is probably not the one that's going to sweep you off your feet. When I first met him, I didn't like him. I ain't like nothing about him.
She
Really
lied
fine
a lot.
though. Like, yeah, you have the tall, dark, handsome man that every woman is fine.
I
She wanted the short, light skinned dude.
I did not want short, but I was totally into light skin and pretty eyes and curly hair. But we talking about 2021. You know what I'm saying? Not the year, but I was 2021. But that's what I was attracted to. I wasn't really attracted to dark skinned guys, but I didn't know no better, baby. I am not ashamed to say I didn't know no damn better,
She
because
almost fumbled the ball.
I did not almost. Okay, Kendra, before you let us go, let me tell you how we met, since you want to talk about fumbling the ball. One of my babies got sick, and I had to take her to the, I don't know how that came up here. One of my babies got sick. I had to take her to the emergency room. He was the ER tech in the hospital. I didn't have a cell phone back then, or I didn't. It's something. So back then we used the pay phones. I went to the pay phone,
I had a cell phone though.
and he had a cell phone. He was like, first of all, he didn't come and bring me his cell phone, Kendra.
It was a bet.
You
I won.
okay? Well, tell him then.
I bet one of the security guys, I bet you I can get a number. He was like, I bet you $50 you can't. I said, take her my phone and tell her she can use my phone. He took her the phone. She was like, no, I'm cool.
I ain't need his phone.
Just needless to say, by the end of the night, I had a number, and she called and talked to me the whole night while I was at work. She was hooked.
I was not hooked. They tried to put my baby in the room with Ned the wino, okay, because the hospital was full, and he, made special accommodations. He carried my babies to the car, and I was like, as a courtesy, I will call him and let him know I made it in, because it was 3 in the morning. But I ended up talking to this nigga for the next 6 hours.
And then you married him for 17 years.
I did.
And we dated. I think the first date to McDonald's.
No, it wasn't.
Ice cream.
It was the Baker Square. We went to Baker Square.
Baker Square. Speaking of that, have y'all seen the list of dates that women won't go on? Like, they won't go to Cheesecake Factory, they won't go to Wingstop, they won't go bowling. What do y'all think about these requirements that the women have about their first date?
You answer that first.
Here's my thing, because there's certain things I won't do on the first date. Like, you can't date me and cook box macaroni and cheese.
Wow, we gonna go there?
But Cheesecake Factory, stuff like that, I think if you're trying to make a first impression and it's a real date and you have the funds to do it, you take them somewhere nice. If you're a grown man, you take them somewhere nice. I would never take a woman on the first date to Wingstop or a B-list restaurant. That's just me.
Okay.
First
Okay.
of
Now,
all,
if the date don't go good, it's gonna end quick.
separate checks.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because that wouldn't be right.
No, I wouldn't do
First
the
of
separate
all,
check.
I don't believe that was a list that was compiled by women. That was either a list compiled by one or two friends, uh, from somewhere that ain't never somebody that ain't never been nowhere.
Detroit.
Um, don't say Detroit. We like Detroit, dummy. But it was not a list that was created by a bunch of women didn't get together and create that list. Because let me tell you one thing that women love. We love food and we love compliments. And if you compliment us while you taking us to dinner, 7 times out of 10, you gonna get them draws, dog, because that's what we like. We like food, we like gifts, we like compliments. That's what we like. That's how he keep getting me. He keep taking me on dates every week, and he compliment me while we eating food. Then I give him the draws, and that's how it works. That's how marriage works. You gotta keep dating, guys. Keep dating.
Yeah.
But that list was terrible. That list was terrible.
And one last thing on marriage, you have to have those conversations that's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Those conversations that's uncomfortable be the ones that keep you married.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Because what happens is you'll find out that most men don't talk when there's an issue. They hold it in. Women, on the other hand, we not doing the nothing's wrong. We want to talk about it right now. And he'd be like, no, well, now ain't the time. He got this 3-day rule. When he mad at me, he don't talk for 3 days. Well, I'm a comic. I'm a I need to talk all the time. So we had to come to an agreement, and this took years. We're talking about like as of not too long ago that we had a really, really, really big fallout. And it was like, let's sit down and talk about how our communication messes this up for us. Because that's really what it is.
I love
It messes it up. So you have to be willing to have the hard conversations, not necessarily just walking around with your lips poked out and expecting for each other to be able to read your mind. Ain't nobody no mind readers. Tell me what's wrong with you. It's your problem.
I love it. So listen, I'm showcasing Black married couples at least once a week to give my audience an example of real life married Black couples because that's what I think a lot of people on my show aspire to desire. And sometimes I hear requests and I'm like, I don't think they have enough married people or mentors in their lives. So any final words from both of you guys to the audience that desires to have love like y'all one day?
You gotta like the person who you dating. You gotta see yourself. Can I see myself 5 years now with this person? Kids, if you're younger, kids, and want to wake up to this person every morning. That's the battle now. Can I wake up to this person every morning? Bad breath, feet stinking.
Hey,
I'm just saying on both sides. You
my
gotta
feet
want
don't
to know, can I be with this person? Is this something I want to do for the rest of my life?
For me,
Because I was like, it's not a plan B.
there is no plan B in our marriage.
I'll never get married again if we broke up.
But we not breaking up because ain't no plan B. If he get another girlfriend, the bitch is gonna have to be big enough for all of us, and she better know how to cook because that's what it is. I'm not cooking no more, and
Too
she
many
better.
emotions.
For me, it's just make sure that the medicine is worth the side effects because you'll find somebody that's good to you, but can you handle their bad habits? Can you handle what makes them tick? You don't want to change anybody. You want to compromise. You don't want to change nobody, but you got to be willing to compromise. That's the only thing I can tell you. And have fun. Stop being so serious. This is my best friend, man. Like literally. So have fun and date who would date you.
Date who would date you and a date, and would you date yourself?
Would you
I love
date
that you said that.
yourself?
I love this. All right, so everybody follow Corey. We're gonna get both of your IGs. Corey, what's your Instagram
It
page?
it's at Corey B. CORREYB. Corey B. Y'all follow me because I'm on tour right now and I'm coming to a city near you. DC, you up next.
Okay. Okay, so follow Corey B on Instagram. Willie, what's yours?
I am underscore Wooly77.
I love it. Listen, I admire you guys so much. I appreciate y'all coming on and dropping these gems on our show tonight.
We love you,
Thank you.
Kendra.
I
I'll
love
see
you.
you in LA soon, baby
Yes,
girl.
you will,
Yes, I
girl.
will. And I'm gonna put some hair on. Don't worry about it. I'll see
Girl,
you
you
later.
fine.
Love
I'm
y'all.
fine. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.